Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another game of the Collegiate Dota 2 League. Once again, this is going to be the East Semifinals. I hope you had a really good time watching last night. The West Semifinals was a really great best-of-5 series between, of course, Cal State Sacramento and UC Berkeley. But now we're getting into the East. Once again, I am Maut. Thank you for joining me this afternoon. In another best-of-5 series here in the East Semis, we're going to have the University of Toronto, aka the Tejan Peas, will be up against Case Western Reserve University. We're going to get into the ban phase real quick. I apologize for my sort of calm and a little bit more, I'd say, inaccurate demeanor at this point because I've been up all night. I had a swim meet here at about 6:15 in the morning that I had to head to, and I just got back from that to set this all up. That being said, I made an interestingly tough decision tonight when I thought that, maybe don't play in SCCS, or excuse me, not play, but cast the SCCS this evening because I am really tired at this point. I'm running on essentially half of a granola bar right now and a bunch of water. As you can hear, my voice is a little hoarse. Luckily, I am awake. I am ready to go. I'm excited. I'm going to be loud as possible, as possible as can be, I guess. But enough about me. We're going to get into the game. But before I do that, I actually want to make sure that my game volume is on real quick. I did a bunch of screwing around with some things here with the interface. Of course, I turned on the reverse camera grip. I'm not sure what that means in screen shake. So, not screen shake, excuse me, the smooth drag and spectate, which I will turn back on. I think that is very helpful. We're going to get into the pick band phase. On the side of Toronto, we're going to see Darkseer as well as the Batrider band out, and the Undying and the Magnus band out as well on the side of Case Western. Templar Assassin will be picking up, getting picked up here from UT, as well as the Bounty Hunter, and Sven, of course, picked up by the side of Case Western. And, how many times have you seen this draft already, at the 3-pick mark, where you're like, well, yeah, I pretty much know how this is going to end. And I was doing a little bit of research last night. I was actually watching the George Mason University, which is Quark's team, versus University of Virginia game, and it was a best of one. And I noticed I was fast-forwarding through, and I was seeing, well, they spend pretty much no time picking the first round of picks, and the bands are really what the second set of bands is what takes the most time, I think, and then of course the second picks as well, because you're sort of trying to figure out who's going to be this sort of trump card or the gambit, if you will, I guess, on the side of whichever team. That being said, we're going to get into a few more picks here. Invoker and the Tidehunter will be picked up from Case Western. Jakiro this time on the side of University of Toronto. And I'm trying to limit my phrases to a certain number of things, but things, I'm not the best in terms of, what was I going to do again? Wait a second. I apologize for the delay. I was going to do something. I really wanted to do something. I don't know what it was. Oh, I hope my video is not. Okay, good. Excellent. That's good. This should all be good. I'm not sure what I was going for there. Anyways, how many times have we seen sort of this pick phase going here? We have the next bands coming out real quick. Faceless Void is going to be the band from Case Western. And I think that I can sort of discern what the teams are trying to do with the bands that they go for through the second band phase. Taeyeon Peas is a very strong team, and they've had a really, really strong time throughout the entirety of the CDL. With that in mind, I think that the bans will be really crucial for them. You can see that they're trying to counter anything. They're trying to ban out any counters for Sven right now on the side of Case Western, and that's not a surprise. I like the Slash-Rack ban. I think Lena will be the next ban as well. But yeah, the Sven is going to be pretty important. He's going to need that farm, but as we saw last night, they're in a position where Sven is good, but you need to get in that farm using those stackings of the ancient method, and that's pretty important. So we'll have to see if that does in fact happen. What am I watching here? I'm going to click on this real quick. Dota 2 giveaway. I guess I'll allow it. So once again, we're going to get into the game real quick. I apologize for sort of my lackluster demeanor. If there's anything wrong with the cast, if you can't hear me in-game, if you can't hear me out of game, if you can't see the game, things of that nature, please let me know. You 16 viewers are pretty loyal at this point. Hopefully we build our viewership up, but I know there's a lot of professional games going on as well. So, I mean, it's fine. I'll cast for 200. I'll cast for 15. I don't care how many people I cast for as long as I'm casting. I don't want to kill myself, though, and my chest is starting to hurt a little bit, so if I have to take a break, I absolutely will. I'm going to try to get a co-caster here in between games. Whoever that is, I'm not sure. It could be some amateur, could be someone I've done it before with, so we'll have to keep that in mind. The bans are going to keep coming here. Wisp on the side of University of Toronto. Brewmaster on the side of Case Western. I almost called them Queso Western. That's pretty funny. That's like such a lame joke to laugh at, though. It's like, oh, okay, so like, wait, like, yeah, man, like, see, that's what happens. I don't even get like I'm not funny anymore. I'm literally not funny. It has gotten to the point where every single ounce of energy in my body has gone to my brain, and it's like atrophying right now. And the humor is just like it's the first to go. I can do play by play. I can do commentating. I can think about theory crafting. But humor, man, that is fucking gone. That is not gonna come back until like maybe 5 o'clock tonight, or even like until tomorrow probably. So forgive me if I say stupid shit. Hashtag base lottery. Anyways, getting into the next band, we're going to have the next band here from the side of Case Western, and this is typical counter Sven, carries that they're trying to ban out right now, and they're doing a good job of it. But knowing University of Toronto, I don't think they're really concerned about that. I think they had their own little trick up their sleeve. We'll have to see in just a moment as I take a drink from my glass of water. That is so delicious. As I was saying, I was watching that GMU versus UVA game. It was a best of one series in the lower bracket, and I gotta say, it was an interesting game. I'll just say right now, I'm not gonna tell you the entire lineup, but Korok picked up a Ursa Bear. An Ursa Warrior was not in the jungle, was in the lane. And I gotta say, it was so cool to see that Liquid Korok name. And it was blue too, and I thought that was even cooler. And I just thought that that really it's something to be proud of, especially as North American Dota players, is that Team Liquid, one of the most proud, one of the most well-known institutes in the StarCraft community in terms of a clan or a team, if you will, is now picking up a Dota 2 team that I really enjoy watching. And I think that it's really great for the NA scene, and I think it's going to bring a lot of Dota viewers in. But the thing was about that game, I was thinking about casting the replay, but the game was how you'd say not really competitive. That's a nice way of putting it. I don't know if there's still interest in the game. I might cast it after this best of five or later on tonight or tomorrow. I'll try to get it done. Now, a lot of you have been questioning whether or not, why the VOD system is not working on Twitch or what have you. The thing is, when we highlight videos, we can link them to you directly. However, we don't want to just enable free VODs for you guys because we would like you to head over to our YouTube channel, which has a lot of VODs as well. Unfortunately, the YouTube it takes a while for us to get working and uploaded and things of that nature. So, what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to make highlights of all these games and link them to you directly. That way, we don't have to, let's say, pass through the protocol that is the 20-day wait, not 20 days obviously, but like the week wait, between VODs. They're usually, a lot of the VODs are done right around when the Mad VOD is done, just because it's a lot easier for Spitwad to take care of it. I don't want to give you the idea that we're being lazy because we're working our asses off right now. I'd like to begin this game quickly by giving a shout out to Neo Dota. I think without the support and dedication of the two people that are really running this thing, not including myself, obviously, we wouldn't be in the position that we are in right now. And you're wondering, you're like, well, what are you really doing? I mean, Draskel's over in the good studio. You've got Blitz, I guess. You've got Mad, which is nice. But what else are you doing? And I'll tell you, we've got a lot of stuff really planned. The amount of things that we have sort of in brainstorm mode is really nice to see. It's refreshing for a group of people to be able to discuss what's on their mind, what they think they can accomplish, and what they think they can do in terms of new content. And we'd like to provide new content, especially to the sort of lackluster North American community, which is unfortunate that it's not really that broad as it is in China, of course, even Europe, even. But we will try to really cater to our viewers, and we know who our viewers are, and it's the guys that are sticking in here and watching the CDL games over games like Mouse versus whoever they're playing right now. So I know you want to watch the programs and understand that if you're watching this one, I really, really appreciate it because it's not the best time slot for us. So, Steve Guy, Dr. Wilco, and chat, you guys are great. And it's really been a lot of fun, honestly. But enough about my speech and all this, sort of blah, blah, blah nonsense. Let's get into the pick ban phase real quick. We've got the Rubik picked up for Case Western and Luna picked up for Taeyon Peas. And I saw this last night with the Luna pickup being so extremely strong in many scenarios, and even wasn't really used as that hard carry for the side of UC Berkeley. They probably used the Templar Assassin and the mid hero more as the hard carry, if anything, which sounds wrong, but and it really worked really well for them. Luna still can do a lot of damage, and I think we will see that. I think Case Western probably underestimated the Luna pickup here. If they didn't know about the Luna pickup, and they really could have by just watching a few games, they would have known that this is a strong hero with a strong amount of damage, with a great magic ultimate that can do a lot of damage and really turn your fights into the mid game. I think if they had known that, they would ban it out. And this was what I was talking about, where yeah, you're gonna ban out, the Void and the Lifestealer and whatever, but like this screams to me that University of Toronto has more confidence in what they're going to be playing with. Not, I mean, Case Western, I haven't seen them yet, so I can't make an accurate statement. But just by looking at the picks right now, I feel like University of Toronto is confident that they're going to be able to take this. They will finish off with the Lena pick here, which I think is a good pickup. They do get it. So the final teams are going to be coming in just a moment. Remember, this is a best of 5, guys. So if we get tied at 2-2 in terms of games, we're going to go to a 5th game, and that might be a while from now. But of course, a lot of the best of 5s I've casted so far haven't really gone even close to that. That being said, I feel like that being said is like my catchphrase, which I don't want it to be. It's such a like iffy phrase. You could say something like, I don't know, just anything other than that would be good. But I feel like just saying that being said is sort of becoming something that is like an anchor or something around my neck, like a Tidehunter would have. But enough about my speech etymology. We're going to get into the game real quick. Once again, I apologize for being a little bit quiet if you're just joining us tonight. We have another semifinal here, this time in the East bracket. We're going to see the side of University of Toronto on the dire side against the side of Case Western here. The first time I'm casting them. On the Radiant side, I will call out the side of Case Western. We've got Uzaya the Peerless on the Invoker. We're going to see Multiplex on the Sven, GT Angel on the Rubik. K Ganga will be on the Shadow Shaman. K Ganja, maybe. We're going to see Death Caliber on the Tidehunter to finish it all off. And then on the side of Taeyeon P's, we're going to see PH Primo on the Jakiro. We're going to see Styx on the Bounty Hunter. Down in the bottom lane, we're going to see LV on the Templar Assassin. Drew Sika on the Luna, and Unji on the Lena. The Lena Inverse, as Luminous would say. 4 heroes here down in the bottom lane right now, maybe looking for some early aggression. We'll have to see what happens, of course, in the top lane. Nice little ward being placed here from the side of the Tidehunter. Going to make sure that pole camp is warded. Not that it's going to matter. It's going to be an off lane, safe lane, I should say. Safe lane solo. Bounty Hunter right now. He's going to head right up there. LV, excuse me, is going to sit around some iron branches for whatever reason, just to make sure that he's got them all in a row. Now, if you know of some friends who are maybe watching another game or watching a streamer right now, just send them over to me. Just say, hey, this game could turn out to be pretty good, and if it doesn't, well, this guy's pretty entertaining. At least I think so, anyway. Primo going to head down here looking for that rune, is going to find the illusion, and he'll probably pick it up. This nice little ward here from the side of GT Angel. Excuse me, I think it was from the Shadow Shaman, actually. They're going to catch this vision here. Going to have some nice vision, as well as the vision into the lane. There is no ward here for the pole camp, which is important. Will they put one down is the question on the side of the dire side. They do have sentries, they do have observers. I think that they might do so. Primo going to be part of a tri-lane with the Lena, of course, as the Luna as well. And we're going to see what happens here. Invoker versus LV. It's going to be Exhort first, so I imagine it'll be Quas Exhort. Not surprisingly, we see this because you need more damage, obviously. Pretty important to see. LV not having the best time, and Styx going to be against a solo Tidehunter. We'll have to see what happens there. Sentry Ward going to fly out. Counter warding happening from both teams already, and Keganga is going to be able to just take that Sentry Ward right away, and that's going to provide a little bit of vision here. I think if it was here, if the Observer Ward is here, I think that's out of the range of the Sentry, but I think if it's about here, it's probably not, like somewhere in that vicinity. Enough drawing, though. So an aggressive tri-lane from Luna is something you don't see that often, but it could be very good. Meanwhile, there's going to be some right-clicks exchanged onto Primo. Here comes GT Angel as well. He's got Telekinesis. No Fade Bolt just yet, but of course he doesn't really need it. There's not going to be a whole lot of levels being grabbed here early on. Of course, in tri-lane versus tri-lane, the experience is going to be pretty negligible. Last hit's going right now pretty evenly.
I hope that icy head of yours hasn't cooled your temper.
So Lena trying to give some Jakiro some little like, hey, what's up? Yeah, all right, look at our allies. Ally talk. Cool, excellent. Styx up here in the top lane. level 2 right now. Level 2 for Death Caliber, who's doing a good job last hitting. It's 3 for 1 for him, but the Bounty Runner is 4. The Templar Assassin having his way sort of early on against this Invoker, who will have a tough time. Meanwhile, I missed the first blood down in the bottom lane. Unji will go down to what seems to be a Warcry Stormhammer, Telekinesis, as well as the Shackles there. So good right clicks coming in. And Trademark is used yet again. Hashtag missed first blood. Yep, that's right. I do it all the time. LV going to be continuing to pressure here, and that's, I mean, they need that at least. If they lose first blood, that's fine, but we saw games where the early advantage would go on the side of Cal State Sacramento, and then it would just wither away very slowly, but in huge team fight chunks. Lucid Beam going to fly with a damage on multiplex. He'll back off real quick. I still have granola in my mouth right now. That's always tasty. And Stick's going to get some nice last hits here. We're behind this tower. He has a salve available, and he's going to be actually eating a tree real quick with that Tango. 13 last hits for the Templar Assassin in the mid lane. A little harass on to Ozaya. He's going to be going for Quas next, and of course he's going to be going for that Quas Exhort, so it looks like a Sunstrike build there. With the Stormhammer, with the Telekinesis, with the amount of stuns here available, I think that a Sunstrike would be very easy to land and certainly could be devastating if you're on the side of Taeyeon, so they have to be careful of that. Sticks up here in the top lane, he'll be fine from that, and LV will as well. It's pretty much almost impossible. Well, not impossible, but it's difficult to get a Sunstrike that does a decent bit of damage onto the Templar Assassin, not just because of mobility, but also because of the Refraction first and foremost. Meld, not going to be able to stop that, but still, Refraction, just such a strong defensive ability. So we're going to see a little bit more zoning at this point in time. They don't want to try to aggress too much. Luna's only level 2. I think the Sven is 3. In fact, he is, so... I am being pretty sick right now. I don't know why 1998 is the year, though. Just Tech, I'm not really sure. There's going to be the Ice Path. Will there be a stun? It's going to fly. It's barely going to hit. GT Angel taking a bit of damage. There's going to be a Telekinesis on the Luna. They will get the kill, but Drewstick has in some trouble. Needs to back off. Has Lucid Beam. There's going to be the Ether Shock as well. There's going to fly. No, but he'll back off. He's got a Tango, and he is actually going to salve up as well, so they do turn that around and get the kill. Oh, nice turnaround there, nice pickup, and the Light Strike Array was close to missing, and you got to be on time with that, but just so close. But they do get the kill. They ended up getting it on the side of Rubik. A nice pickup there that's going to provide some more farm. Of course, going down early on was not what they wanted. The one death coming, I think, on the side of Alina. Yes, that's right, Unji going down that time around. And Vizrun is popped up from the Templar Assassin. Might be thinking about mid, might be thinking about top. We'll see what he decides to go for. Maybe just looking to do nothing. He's only level 5 right now. The Invoker probably at the same, I'd have to imagine. He's going for Forge Spirits, as you can see. 2 Quas, 2 Exhort. Usually put a little more Exhort early on. There's going to be some meld damage, and Ozaya will back off. He doesn't have Cold Snap. He's got an Invoke, which he can use if he wants to. Bottom lane right now, and you look at the last hits too, he's only got 9 in comparison to 26, so yeah, I mean, Invoker's not really as useful as he used to be, honestly, which is unfortunate because he's a really nice hero and fun hero to play, but LV actually doing, taking a lot of damage. There's the Cold Snap, he's going to pop his Refraction, he should be okay, he's got Bottle Charges as well. Ozaya smartly not going to dive there, that could have turned pretty bad, pretty bad pretty quickly. Like, that was weird, I almost just, like, stopped breathing for some reason. The Observer Ward going to be put up from the Jakiro now, and this is going to counter the pull camp, which I think is a very important thing to do. What's also important is that this is not being pulled. Of course, they don't have a jungler. LV looking for an initiation. There's going to be double damage. He does not have a point of wards. There's going to be the initiation. LV taking some damage. He should be okay, though. He's going to back right off, but he actually doesn't have Refraction right now. He needs to be very careful. We'll have to see if he does make it out of there. It looks like he will. Meld will be just fine. And man, was that close. He's got no more bottle charges. I appreciate it, Jatsuk. Oh great, it's football Sunday, that's right. So I'm going to get massive text messages. Let me turn my phone alarm off. There we go. LV is really low, living very dangerously right now. I mean, he's got Refraction available, but not for, I mean, for another few seconds anyways, but I don't want to keep looking at that. There's going to be Multiplex Ice Path up, but no follow-up initiation there. 31 last hits for the Templar Assassin, 25 going for the Luna right now. 1 for 1 is the score. I appreciate your kind comments, Just Tech, I really do. I hope others agree with you. And LV right now in the mid lane trying to get more last hits. He's got his regen going a little bit. Ozaya in some trouble. Still doesn't have a point in Wex, but he's okay. Just not enough damage from LV just yet, but he is level 6. He will have enough damage if he can get some regen and maybe look for a dive even, but we'll have to see. Of course, that's slow. Not as much as it used to be, so... does this seem different, or does the smart like whatever it is in spectator cam not really make a difference. Like I feel like it doesn't do anything. Maybe it does, who knows, maybe I'm just being like paranoid or whatever. Here in the bottom lane, we're actually going to see a rotation coming in from LV. There were no Radiant wards here. That he did that at the perfect time at about 6:35. They didn't reward, and they're going to come in from the background, and LV is going to be initiated on. Actually, by the Rubik is going to get telekinesis stuff, but his meld damage is going to be enough. It looks like it. Meanwhile, Luna's going to get the kill on the Shadow Shaman. 2-for-0 trade at this point. And University of Toronto's rolling at this point, and not surprisingly, they have a Templar Assassin, so... And I'm all for getting some sort of hero in the pool to counter this hero, or just maybe even straight up nerfing the Templar Assassin just a little bit. I don't think the trap nerf was nearly enough. I think they need to really nerf the refraction to be really effective, and maybe even the side blade range, honestly. I'm not really 100% sure. Stun going to be on Drusicka right now, taking some damage. There's a light strike right on Death Caliber, plus the Lucent Beam. Drusicka in some trouble. Maybe Jordan going to try to TP out. He'll be in trouble. There's the Ravage, going to hit just barely on Drusicka, and that should be a kill, though. And he's going to use his Lucent Beam. He doesn't have Eclipse. He's going to go down, but nice Ravage coming in from the Tidehunter. There's an Ice Path. Multiplex is so low. They want to kill. There's a Stormhammer and the Shackles, and now Unji's in some trouble. He will go down with the Anchor Smash from Death Caliber. Wanting that kill on this Fen, getting too greedy, didn't get it. They lose 2, and not what they wanted there. So 3 for 3, about 8 minutes. Let's take a look at the graphs real quick. We've got about pretty even in terms of experience. I'd say about at 0 at this point. Gold is going 1,500 though in favor of Toronto, but starting to climb steadily. As you can see after that previous fight, they do need to get Sven some more farm. He's only got to 13 last hits, and that's the problem. I mean, you let Luna farm, and she'll just carry through the mid game into the late game pretty hard. Harder than the Sven will until he gets his really core items like the Daedalus, like the Mask of Madness, like the BKB. Maybe even an Armlet would be nice to pick up, an AC, an Mjolnir, what have you. Well, not a Mjolnir if you're going to pick up a Mask of Madness, though. Don't do that. Death Caliber is still trying to farm right now. Maybe looking for a Blink Dagger. He's got 700 gold in the bank. That's always nice to see. We're going to see Ozai here going for phase and an old Talisman. Looks like he'll be buying up the Drums of Endurance, or Drum of Endurance, excuse me, in the next few minutes here once he gets a Bracer and that recipe. Not a big surprise there. Observer Ward flying out here. Drusicka now going to back off pretty hastily to the towers, going to say, well, I don't want to touch that. I got killed pretty quickly down there. Of course, that was with the Tidehunter available and the Ravage, by the way. Bounty Hunter rotating in, though. They might want to try to take this. There's no sentries, I think, in the lane. They might call that Bounty Hunter is missing, and they should back off, honestly. And I think they will do so, but they might be able to get a dive going here. Is Eclipse available? No, it is not. So level 6 will be the next point of attack, I think, for Drusicka. He's just not there yet. And Bounty Hunter is actually going to rotate to the mid lane, or going to look for the ward, the rune spot, excuse me. Now the rune is up. I think it was taken. Does LV have it? And it looks like he already popped it, whatever it was. Or does he have it? No, he doesn't. So drums are going to be finished, it looks like. Bottom lane still might be some initiation here. There is the sentry ward. I don't know if they caught him out with that. I did not see a ping. And GT Angel should be careful here. There's no sentry ward. There's going to be the Ice Path. Nice Ice Path connecting. There's going to be the kill. It looks like nice Stormhammer, though, onto 2, but they cannot afford to fight this. There's 4 here, and not enough damage going out either. So nice try. Trying to really counter-initiate on that, but 4 versus 2, you cannot really afford to go on anything there. And they're going to back off, realizing that, hey, we lost 1. Let's not lose another 2, so... Multiplex is going to be just fine with that. He's going to try to get more last hits. 17 last hits for him. He's pretty far behind in terms of net worth. I mean, you look at it right now. It's still early on, but yeah, he's only sitting at 2,000. He's behind a lot of the heroes, even on his own team. So this is tough. I mean, usually if you're having trouble with Sven, I think a lot of the problem is to not having a Quelling Blade, or just not knowing what you're essentially, how to last hit with this hero with, you know, in a situation where you're getting pushed aggressively. I think he needs to learn with the Quelling Blade. I think Quelling Blade is a nice investment. Meanwhile, a lot of damage coming out mid. There's the Ravage onto 3. A big Ravage. LV's going to go down, maybe. No, he should be okay. He's going to try to turn around. They're going to get the kill on the Tidehunter, but here comes the rotation coming in. Hex onto 6. He's going to get out just fine, though. Nice. There's like clips coming in from Drusicka. The stun going to fly out as well, and onto the high ground. So far, only 2 gone, and they're both on the side of the Dire. I don't know how these guys are living. LV is so close to going down, but there's the guy's strength. Doesn't matter. He does go down. Okay, we're going to get banned. Meanwhile, we're going to see Templar Assassin take down the Invoker as well, and that is a 4 for nothing trade, even with Luna up here on the high ground. And the Light Strike Array will bring him out of his cage, and somehow that does not turn badly at all. That's surprising to me. Like, that could have gone so much worse. You saw how low they are. Styx is, like, almost dead, essentially. I believe the Templar Assassin is hobbling his way to the mid lane, finishing up up here, I imagine. Now, here's what I want to discuss. Templar Assassin, how do you stop this hero? Obvious answer, Batrider, but what do you do when you can't get those heroes? Well, you gotta go for the soft counters and rotate it and try to gank early, which they didn't do. I think they tried to stay in and be aggressive for too long. I think they could have let Trusika farm maybe a little bit on his own, and I think they could have rotated and gotten kills with smoke ganks. Thank you, Jetsuk, for joining us tonight. Jasutek. I really think that the roaming could have been an integral part of the University of Toronto. Or excuse me, not University of Toronto, Case Western. I don't know why I was thinking of University of Toronto. But yeah, if they had these two roam mid, they would have, I mean, almost certainly got a kill. You've got Invoker. You let them throw up their telekinesis, Cold Snap next, then throw up the Shackles, and even a Sunstrike if you want to, just to top it off. And you probably get the kill, honestly. Now, LV is going to rotate down. He's got 65 last hits. He's out of Blink Dagger now. They're going to keep chasing. Multiplex is going to fly down so quickly. Templar Assassin getting that kill. TP rotations coming in. LV is almost at full health. No Ravage for the Tidehunter. There goes Macro Power going to stop there. Maybe Aggression coming in. Rubik with a haste rune, but Styx is, of course, has his medallion, has his tracks going on a few heroes right now, and they might even look to dive this and take the tower, but of course into that Ravage might be a problem, which will be up in 13 seconds. If they wanted to go, it'd have to be now, and I think LV's actually going to try to turn this into a mid kill, and he's not going to find one unless he dives. So Styx is here with LV, and they're looking for something. I don't know what they're looking for at this point in time. There's no real wards here on the Radiant side. You can see there's one over the Roche Pit, but that doesn't give you vision in your jungle when you're getting ganked consistently. I think one here also would be good, even though it's at 13 minutes. I think that they need to put those wards there to show that, hey, they're TPing and they're looking to go on us. That's a big deal. We need to make sure that that's not happening. But regardless, I'm not the one playing the game. These guys are. BKB going to be trying to finish here for the Luna on Drusika, of course, or vice versa, excuse me, Drusika on the Luna. So that'll be important. Getting that quick BKB will be nice to have against things like Sven the Invoker, especially the Tidehunter Ravage. Big deal there. Styx is actually going to try to go on GT Angel, but that's going to be his own death, unfortunately. So he got a little greedy. He was looking for the medallion kill on GT Angel, but GT Angel will turn around and say, whatever, I'm just going to lift you up and you're going to die. And he does. So mid lane right now, LB taking a bit of damage from these Forged Spirits as well. He's actually taking quite a bit from on the pier, Ozai, excuse me. He's got plenty of Exhort. Trap's going to fly out as well. I'm surprised they're not rotating with the Shadow Shaman in here. If they can get some sort of stun, like a tornado, but he's got no Wex. Like, the only thing they have for lockdown is Cold Snap right now. TP, there's the Cold Snap, going to cancel the TP from LV. I think LV just wanted to see what was going to happen. So that is a little bit of a waste, but he's actually going to blink down and be able to get to the bottom lane just fine. And that's where he's going. They do see this coming, though, from the side of Case Western. They're going to try to maybe turn this around and look to go on LV. He does have an Invis rune. I don't know if they saw that much. They're going to ping it out here. LV thinking about going, but of course he doesn't have any backup. That's a big rune to pick up there. If he picked up any other rune, he'd be dead, honestly. I think he would be dead. I think that LV could have gotten a lot worse of a rune. Like, even DD, he might have killed one, but still died. Haste probably would have lived. Honestly, the stuns, though, would have been nice. The Ravage maybe even used to ensure the kill. Actually, it was just used, apparently. The miss a kill, might have. LV looks like he's going to dive here. Multiplex into trouble. Warcry might take the pop here. They need to be careful. Death Caliber taking a lot of damage. There's the Laguna Blade. There's some more rotations coming in. Multiplex is going to go down. He's trying to survive. There's the Shuriken Toss. LV diving so hard right now. They should be able to get a few of these kills. Oh, and they're going to get a double kill on the Templar Assassin. Telekinesis is up on LV. Styx is going to be getting a pay bolt, and there's going to be another kill. That's another kill, this time going for Jakiro. Sunstrike going to fly out. Getting a tower, at least in the mid lane. They need that, but I mean, they're going to lose tier 1 bottom lane, and they lost 4 heroes as well. And right now, University of Toronto is making mincemeat out of this lineup on the side of Case Western. Unfortunately, I mean, we had such good games last night, and today is just, it's not shaping up to be the best, unfortunately. I gotta say that if you're on the side of Case Western, you gotta get it together. I don't mean to be harsh or anything like that, but this is a best of 3. You have another game. You've sort of got a little bit of comfort rune, but you don't want to make the same mistake twice. I think they need to start. I don't know. I mean, like they have, like I said, when I usually cast people playing Dota, they're not playing bad, but they could have made a few different changes that would have really helped them out. I think the Ravage was good. I think it was timed correctly. I think the roaming was great, but I think they should have maybe pushed this 5 with the Invoker, who's trying to farm for something. I'm not sure. He hasn't been in too many fights, and I mean, like, they're not even playing 5-man Dota, I think, on the side of University of Toronto. But if that's the case, just go 5-man versus 4-man. You'll win the fight. You've got the Ravage. You've got the initiation. I mean, as long as you kill Luna relatively quickly and she can't get her ult doing too much and you stun lock her, then you're in a good position. But Luna now pretty close to a BKB, and that's going to be even harder to do. So Case Western, I think, needs to start thinking about maybe the next game plan, because I don't think this Sven will be able to get farm enough quickly to really be effective in here. As you can see, he's pretty far behind. Templar Assassin really leading the way, and I think this is a hero that needs to be banned pretty much in almost every game from now on. GT Angel going to get initiated. The Shuriken Toss should get that kill, and in fact does so. 6 is going to back off just fine, and Death Caliber is like, well, where did he go? I don't have any vision on him. And now he's actually making the same mistake that GT Angel did, and 6 is like, alright, well, I'll just get another kill, I guess. So he's going to pop up with the Janata and proc real quick, and Death Caliber is like, ah, that hurt. What was that? Ah, bug, something like that. And mid lane right now, 3 heroes here on the side of Toronto. They've got plenty in terms of items. You can see the 2 Arcane Boots for the supports there. Luno and Trusika going for... this build is pretty much close to complete in terms of skill build. He'll start getting those glaives pretty quickly, and then he can farm Ancients or what have you. BKB first, might go into a Helm of the Dom afterwards, or even into a Yasha. We'll have to see what he decides to go for. But I do expect to see a Helm of the Dom after that BKB is finished. He just needs the recipe, which he's a few hundred away from right now. In mid lane, there are 4 here. The Sven is still trying to farm, and he can TP in if necessary, but I don't think he wants to go in and really try to waste farm here. The thing is, they did get the tower, which is nice. There's double level Forge Spirit right now, so this is important, but there's no tower here. I think this would be great to use for kills on heroes, and meanwhile, LV farming the opposing jungle. He's going to go for BKB as well. I apologize. So we're going to see maybe an initiation from both of the teams here right now. LV's actually going to back off, realizing he's sort of in a bad position. They had a Dire Ward here just a moment ago, but it looks like it's gone. Styx going to back off as well. Mid lane might be aggressed here. We're going to see TP top coming in from the Bounty Hunter. Sven might be in some trouble, of course. I think the Medallion and Janata might be enough to get the kill, but we'll have to see. He's got 4 into Shuriken, 4 into Janata. There's going to be the mini stun, and Multiplex now realizes that, oh, this might not be good. Styx is going to get hit up. He has enough for Shadow Walk, but it's on cooldown. Here comes LV, now realizing that, man, you are in trouble. He should go down here. That damage from LV is so much, and of course with the Medallion of Courage, which I love, is just going to get that kill. However, mid lane, they will get the kill. The Tidehunter will get the kill, of course, on Trusika. So a carry for a carry right now. Bounty Hunter up to about 2,000 gold, and there's always that, so we'll have to see what... I mean, that's nice and all, but Sven going down is not what you want. And I think, honestly, this Invoker is going to have to be providing a lot of the damage here, which is going to be difficult. He's going to be going for Eul Scepter. Not a surprising pickup there. We're going to see the Rubik Ward up over here, pretty much being that Ward bitch role, unsurprisingly. LV looking for more. He's got enough for a Mithril Hammer. Shout out to Rorgak. Shout out to everybody in chat, including Jay. I really appreciate it. This is the Battle of Universities. It's College Dota, Collegiate Dota League, Collegiate Dota 2 League, excuse me. And there's going to be a blink out from LV. He should treat TP and he'll be just fine. And I think Death Caliber was trying to find it, but not going to find it. So they rotate everybody to the top lane, don't find LV, and that's going to be some more time wasted. But they do get some more farm for Sven, who is really far behind, as you can see. Net worth not even close. His GPM, I'm sure, is about 200. It is indeed 400 for the Luna, or excuse me, the Templar Assassin, 300 for the Luna. And once again, I appreciate you joining us here on Neo Dota. If you'd like to watch me cast more, you can follow this channel. Every time I cast, it'll be on this channel. This is sort of a goofy cast, or if it's a cast where I'm not really in the right state of mind, it'll probably be on my own channel. If you'd like to see more casts of what I've done, check out youtube.com/NeoDota2, especially CDL games. There's been a lot of them. You can see University of Toronto. There's a lot of, I think, VODs there, and you can see their run to the semifinals, and maybe even to the finals if they can get there with the win here, when they're in a good position to take Game 1 right now. If you'd like to just follow me and watch me stream, you can watch me at twitch.tv/MautDota2. I don't think I'm the best streamer, but I like to provide the best entertainment possible and funny streams and having fun and things like that. But I've been taking the game pretty seriously as of recently. My win rate is not the best, but that, of course, is... I was sort of away from the game for a long period of time, and then I came back and I built the most stupid stuff on, like, most of the heroes, and, like, it was, like... My first game was like Weaver with like a Wraith Band, Slippers of Agility, and a Hyperstone, and then like boots. Not even just like, it was like phase boots, I think, which I was just like, what? It didn't make any sense. So, you know, a lot of the losses that I had from early on, I don't want to try to justify my, you know, Dota 2 ineptity, but, you know, if there's a way to do so, it'd probably be that. Aegis is up here. We're going to see a smoke gank, maybe a wraparound, if you will. Multiplex will be the target, and he is dead, man. He is just in Brownsy Townsies. He's going to get out of there as quickly as possible. Hello, Josephine. Thanks for joining today and really watching. I'd like to thank all chat viewers, especially the ones that come in on a regular basis. I love that you're here, and I really appreciate it. I feel like the North American scene needs more tournaments like this, amateur or otherwise. Multiplex going to be getting these last hits real quick, and not a problem there. 8,000 net worth on the side of the Luna right now, who has a BKB as well as the Blade of Alacrity. So, like I said, either going for the Helm of the Dom or that casual Yasha. The Yasha will be finished up first. Maybe go for a Helm of the Dom afterwards, or just have your team stack the Ancients for you, which it looks like they are doing. Helm of the Dominator is always so nice to get that life steal turned into a Satanic and boom, but Dynamite. Going to see War Trap pops up. They want to take this tower. There's a glyph available. Will they glyph it? Will they glyph it? Doesn't look like it. Rubik going to get the kill there. Multiplex is tracked up, and that's going to be enough for a Mithril Hammer.
Radiant's top tower
Good stuff
is under
there.
attack.
Nice ward placements coming from the side of University of Toronto. You see this. This is a nice ward placement. I talk about it a lot of times. I think that this was also a very good ward placement there to catch them out and see when they're actually, you know, maybe backing, maybe not backing, trying to set something up. I think they need some more vision in the jungle though, and I think that's going to be their next warding spot there. When I say ward bitch, I say it with the utmost amount of love. Everyone knows that. You can't tell if I'm trolling or not because the enthusiasm in my voice is like negligible at this point. Like it's like, oh, there's something happening here, something happening here, and that's it. Like that's pretty much the extent of my ability at this point. So, Josephine, unfortunately, Korok is not here. I can make him here, not in terms of physicalness. I can watch a GMU versus UVA replay in like 3 hours if you want, but it'll be a while. But
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Josephine, why don't you just watch for me, man? Is that how you say your name? Because I don't want to mispronounce it. But is that the only reason you're here? Not because of me. It makes me sad. Sigh. Regardless, 6-15 is the score. If you look, I haven't actually checked the graphs in a while. It looks like about 7,500 in terms of experience going in favor of Toronto, about 10,000 in gold. And yeah, all they need to do is continue to farm. They've got the track, I mean, which makes trading essentially impossible if you're on the side of the Radiant. If they can catch LV or anybody out and make them waste the Aegis and get a kill, which is almost impossible, I'd say that they would be in a good position. But that being said, God, I hate using that phrase. With that understanding, we're going to see Luna pick up the Yasha, and now they're all together, and they certainly cannot pick anybody off here, and I think that the mid tier 2 might be the choice from the side of Toronto, and if they get this tier 2 and a bunch of kills, they'll probably go for Rax as well. They don't need to go for Roshan. They already have the Aegis up on the Templar Assassin, who probably isn't going to die anytime soon. We look at the level difference. Yeah, he's leading by about 3 levels right now ahead of the Invoker at this point, so pretty good stuff there. Going to see a trap flying off, Ozaya as well as the Death Caliber going to be hitting up with that slow, and yes. Alright, see you later, Jets Tech. Thanks for joining us tonight. This afternoon. I hope to see more of you. I enjoy new viewers. Gonna see Styx get something stolen. Looks like it probably was track, and that's gonna be a big deal. If they can trade and get track without Rubik going down first, that's a big deal. But the thing is, you've got such team fight presence even on the side of University of Toronto. A lot of single target, but a lot of team fight, especially coming from this Jakiro and Luna as well. And I don't think that they're going to try to defend this, and I think it might be death if they do. They do have the Ravage. There's no blink. He's going for a Pipe of Insight. Not a bad choice whatsoever. Do they have a mech is the question. It doesn't look like it. I'm almost certain that they don't. There's a Stormhammer onto 2. There's no follow-up, though. LV taking some damage. Fable going as well. Track up on a few heroes on both sides right now. Trying to defend this, trying to push this back. A little bit of a waiting game being played. Ice Path flying out as well. Maybe looking. There might be some initiation. LV backing off, and Ozai is thinking about it. There might be a cold snap. There is a cold snap. They want to waste this Aegis. They're trying to get it with the mill, the Forged Spirits. They're going to try to keep chasing. LV trying to get out of there as quickly as possible. Doesn't want to waste this. So they successfully push this back for the time being. LV might just sacrifice himself to the creeps. It doesn't look like it. They want to heal him somehow. I don't know how they're going to. I don't think there is a mech available. It is coming shortly to the Jakiro, who's, I don't know if it is on the courier. No, it's not. So it's about 800 gold away. So they defend the tier 2 mid. A nice little defense right now, but in the long run, maybe not. They needed more. There's the Aegis going down. It is going to be used on a creep wave, so they do take care of the Aegis even without losing anybody. Now they're rotating in. Do they know where this person is? He can actually blink over there, so they're not going to catch out LV, but they might catch out somebody like Styx. They don't have sentries, it doesn't look like. And Lena is in a very good position. Nice play there by Unji to make sure that he's like, well, I don't want to get shown. I'm a girl. My name's Lena. I'm pretty hot. I'm going to get raped if I show myself right now. So that's not something I want. Don't make rape jokes. It's not funny, guys. It's like a PSA. Don't joke about rape. Oh, here's a convergence of heroes onto this Sven. He's going to Warcry out. He's getting body blocked by his own creeps. Nice stun, but the meld, of course, canceling that out. Unfortunately, that was a huge meld, and Multiplex is going to go down because of that. Really great play from LV there. Man, that's the second time I've seen a meld miss a Sven stun, and that's pretty great, honestly. And that was close range, too. So Sven going down for 33 seconds, still not at his BKB, which is where he wants to be. He needs desperately to get there, but he's not going to. There is pretty much 3 heroes here. They're going to try to split push this for the time being. I don't think they're going to push into this. This would be absolutely devastating. Force Spirit's going to come around from behind right now. Still only 1 port in Wex for the Invoker. No, you should go around. There's only 3 here. Go around, go around. There is this Dire Ward, and I think that's why they're backing off. LV and, I mean, Unji's really the only one in any danger. I think LV will be just fine. There is this Sentry. Styx is now going to get some initiation going onto the Invoker, and that's going to be it. So the top tower is actually taken by Drew Sika, who's going to buy an Ultimate Orb right now, which means Manta style. I almost thought it was like a Linkus or something. I'm not sure why. He already has the BKB, so that was a stupid thing to think about. Styx is going to have his BKB as well, and man, if it wasn't going to be hard for the side of Case Western, it is certainly going to be hard now. And here's going to be initiation onto 6. He's going to get tracked up, and that's going to be a big deal. LV taking a bit of damage. Refraction might be popped. It is. Is there Ravage? Is there anything they're going to try to chase? No, they're not. Maybe going to get turned around and get counter-initiated on. There's no mana on the Jakiro well enough for an Ice Path or, of course, a Macro Pyre, but they will not find anything despite some abilities being used. And there's going to be initiation. Styx taking a lot of damage. There's the BKB. It will pop. That will be his first usage of it, so it's down to 9 right now, but he'll get out just fine. Not nearly enough right-click, and of course he is very fast with that track ability. Of course the phase boots as well. Man, these guys are clumped up. Oh, God, if they got counter-initiated right now, they'd be fucking dead. Like, they'd be dead. So, excuse my language. Mid lane, we're going to see the Shadow Shaman try to push this out again, and it's just slowly delaying the inevitable. I feel like you look at the experience, you look at the farm and the gold for Toronto. I think they just need to try to push and really end and try to go to a game 2. And I think that right now, if you're on the side of the Radiant, if you're on Case Western, you're thinking about, well, what do we do in the next game? How do we not make the same mistake? And they're going to try to fight as 5. They have a pipe, which is going to help them, I think, a little bit. But, of course, the right click from the Templar Assassin can absolutely dominate. They need to get the team fight off that they want. The mech should be up on Jakiro by now, I'd have to imagine. It absolutely is. He's on the high ground. The Ice Path might come out. They might get counter-initiated on. I'm not sure, but I think this will be the last fight if they decide to initiate here from the side of Case Western. What's going to happen? I'm not sure. We'll have to see. This is the pivotal moment of the game, perhaps, or not. They're just going to back off and be boring, so there's always that. I mean, like, if you can't go now, when are you going to go? You've got a pipe, you've got your Ravage, you've got everything you want. Yeah, you don't want to get counter-initiated on, but how long are you going to wait? I realize Sven needs to get his BKB, but that's not going to happen if you're going to keep sitting mid. So do something. ZZ indeed, Jay. I agree completely. God, you were, like, in my brain 95% of the time. Get out. It's gross. Stop it. It's weird. LV going to try to maybe get some farm of his own without fear. He's got a Desolator. Now, this is a pickup that I don't mind, but at the same time, I think it could be served better as a Daedalus pickup because you've got the Medallion of Courage on the Bounty Hunter, the armor reduction as well. I think Desolator gives you plenty of flat damage, but it doesn't really carry you through the mid to late game, whereas the Daedalus will give you that ability to really farm and kill pretty late on the game. We're going to see LV get a telekinesis there. The refraction is pop, but nothing else following up. And now Sven going to try to farm. He is at 3 points into Cleave, 3 points into Warcry, and he desperately needs that BKB. I mean, if anything, just for a moral boost. And he's going to get it in about 100 gold. And well, it might not be enough. And by might not be enough, I'm about 90% sure that it's not going to be enough. Roshan is up again. It looks like they're going to smoke and look for a kill, then maybe rotate on Roshan, and they're absolutely going to find one unless they back off. There is a Ravage available, but there's not a whole lot here. Multiplex. No, the Ice Path. No, Sven dead. Death Caliber, don't use a Ravage. Do not use it. He's going to back off. The rest of the team's still chasing. Styx is here in a decent position. Now they're going to take that kill and back off. Maybe look for Roshan. Oh, he bought his recipe. Thank God. All right, thank God. I can't tell you how good that makes me feel. I actually just have flashbacks, and I don't know why, of last night. If you were with us last night, you will know that Shoe Bandit was playing the Darkseer on the side of Cal State Sacramento in Game 3, and I'm going to link the VOD to you after these games, and you're going to be like, what, why? He put Alright, he did the normal 1 Surge, then 4 into Iron Shell, 4 into Vacuum, right? You know, nothing wrong with that. I said, excellent. Now he needs to get his Wall of Replica. They were losing pretty hard at that point. I was like, okay, well, please get your wall. Like, it's really important. Please do it. The next team fight, after the team fight, he skills 2 in Surge. So he's at 3 Surge now and 0 wall. And I'm like, and then he gets caught out again in the top lane. And then he gets a level somehow. And then he gets another point in Surge. And he never used a Wall of Replica the entire game. And I had a conniption, for all intents and purposes. God, man, I can't do a pun. Now you've set me up and you put me on the spot. I can't do that. That's too hard. Get off me. Damn it, Jay. Alright, so 17-6, and I think really this is just a formality at this point. I don't want to give credit where it's due. Toronto's been playing fantastically, and Case Western, I think, has not been playing badly, but I think that's, you know, I think they really need to think about getting into the next game. Of course, that BKB is going to finish up for Sven, but really no damage otherwise. He's got God Strength, which is great, and his Cleave, but that's not going to be enough. He needs, like, crit. He needs something. He needs anything. And I don't know when he's going to get it, but he needs it soon. And they need to fight soon. They need to kill 6 right now. Do they have a Sentry? Yes, the stun is actually going to miss because of that. There's a BKB available. He's going to pop his Light Strike Array missing. There's the null damage. Rubik going to take ball to the Shuriken toss, this time from Styx. Big kill there, and now that's going to be the tier 2 tower, and maybe even more if they want it to be, which I think they should. And honestly, right now the Radiant are in a dire situation. And that was Room Shot for anybody that couldn't hear that. A really bad one. I messed it up. Long range Stormbolt, excuse me, flying onto Unji, taking some damage, and Mecha's gonna pop up. He'll be back to full fighting force. Tier 3 the next moments of altercation. There's going to be a Glyph Macro Power flying as well. Ice Path going to miss. Not going to matter really though. They need some sort of Ravage, and this is going to be one of the toughest Ravages of his life. There's going to be the pop of the BKB. Nice job there from Drusicka. There's going to be the Eclipse going as well. LV trying to go on Multiplex, taking a ton of damage by the way. They might just back off and try to take the tower. I think they will do so. They do in fact take the tower. Maybe the Rax now is the next choice. They did get the kill on the Shadow Shaman. Now Styx is going to get Telekinesis up. There's a Sentry Ward there, but he's not going to fall. He's still alive. Nice Stormhammer. They're going to get the kill. The Aegis will fly, but that's going to bring him back to full health right now, and they've lost nobody this entire time. This is going to be Rax, I think, and probably GG if they can really get some more kills. There's a nice Ice Path onto Death Caliber. Lucent Beam flying as well. Need to be careful. Drusicka very low in health right now. Doesn't have his Manta. TP flying, and this time from the Shadow Shaman. Not the best place to be, but that's okay. There's going to be the Laguna Blade. He's going to go down. LV going to get a Godlike kill. They will get the kill on the Bounty Hunter, so a 2-for-1 trade as of right now, but they're going to lose the melee Rax. There's going to be a definite class to LV in some trouble, but Luna getting the kill with the Lucent Beam. There's the Manta style, and man, they're low, but they don't give a crap. They're going to keep farming, and it's a big cluster out, essentially. Drusicka going to try to take the range Rax. Sven's the only one alive. He's going to have to actually maybe be careful. He'll get dove if he stays too far. There's the Rax gone. Maybe they'll go and regen now, or think about going for the bottom lane, apparently, which is totally fine. And this is going to be the next point for LV to initiate on with Primo here. We're going to see the rotation coming in from Unji as well. Styx will be back up in 21 seconds. There's Warcry going as well. Multiplex wants something as Stormhammer might happen. And there's a nice blink actually going to avoid the Stormhammer and the Meld as well. Going to provide him some extra room. Nice play by LV. I thought he blinked towards Sven, but it was actually away from him. Telekinesis onto Primo. This might be his fall. Or not. There's going to be a nice little Light Strike Array onto 2. Angel taking a lot of damage. The Ice Path splitting between both, but it doesn't matter. LV blinks in immediately and cleans up like it's nobody's business. Multiplex going to try to go for Stormhammer. BKB is popped. It does hit on 2, however, Multiplex in some trouble. There's a nice Ice Path, and the Laguna Blade going to finish him off, and it's probably GG. I mean, it's definitely GG at this point. Like, let's get into the next game. Let's not maybe prolong this. They're going to get the kill on Unji. Yes, the Cold Snap doing the job there. Invoker getting that one. TP coming in this time around. I think that was the Luna heading back home. Ancient Stack being used by LV. He's got 5,000 gold in the bank. Doesn't even need to buy back. Roshan not available for another like 5 minutes. But like it's over, man. Lana Rax gone. Sven not getting any farm. Only has a BKB. Doesn't have like a mask, a Daedalus, even a Chrysalis. Doesn't have an armlet. It just... Case Western. Figure out a plan. Go to that plan. Make sure that plan works, okay? Make sure that you have a plan that you succeeded with in the past. I'm not saying that it looks like you've never played this lineup before, but it looks like you were sort of in a scramble. The Invoker, not a good choice against the Templar Assassin mid. Number 1 choice, probably ban out TA. Number 2, maybe ban out Luna, maybe pick him up yourself. Number 3, don't really rely on Sven. I've seen a lot of teams doing it recently. There are ways to stop him and shut him down if you do it early enough. It's the same thing as if, a Drow Ranger. The Drow Ranger can still get very farmed to the end of the game, but if you shut her down quick enough, you will have a nice, easy game for the most part and lead into the early game. And this pickup just didn't work, and Multiplex got caught out way too many times. That was the problem. He's got 7 deaths right now. I think he's got the most in the team. He's tied with GT Angel, and that's a Rubik who's a lot squishier than he is, so... Like, damn, son. UT's playing dope. Alright, now that I got my NA Dota out of me, Drew Sicka going to be farming up. He does have that Helm of the Dominator finish for him, and he is just going to town on creep camps like he is rich, because he is. He's got 2,000 gold in the bank, plenty of CS. His net worth is only behind Templar Assassin, who is in, like, Bill Gates land right now, essentially, in terms of money and farm, and what he's got. Going for an Eagle Song next, surprisingly. Not for, like, a crit or anything, but, of course, he does have that Destillator, so that will be nice. He's actually going for small crit, so I did miss that item, and he's going to go for Butterfly next, probably into a Daedalus, as if he needed more damage right now, which he really doesn't. Bounty Hunter going to get a solo kill, or I guess a team kill on the side of me, Invoker catching him out. He's down for a minute. Buyback status, I'm sure nobody has it on the Radiant. Nobody even in the game has it, so that's interesting. LV is going to finish up a complete Butterfly in the span of pretty much nothing. There's a Ghost Scepter, which is going to be going to Luna. Just push the end. Just end it. Like, I'm going to message you, Sticks, and just tell you to end, please. Like, there's no need for us to watch you clown around for 20 minutes when you could have ended the game at 15 minutes. Look, I love you, University of Toronto, don't get me wrong, and I like you, Case Western, and I think that you could come back if you really had, the best possible situation ever. You could do it, but it's not going to happen. We all know it. The people in the chat know it. Jay knows it. I know it. Josephine knows it. And, freaking everybody knows it in chat. Like, Spitwad, who's not even here in town today, knows it. Like, he knows that it's done. Freaking Ryan Fitzpatrick of the Buffalo Bills knows it, and he's playing a game right now. And, like, it's just because he went to Harvard, obviously, so... Shout out to the Bills. My boys. Check the score real quick while we have time. Nope, that's not the right button I wanted. Meanwhile, there's going to be an initiation. The Tide Hunter going to look for an initiation. LB going to get telekinesis up. DKB not pop for him. He's actually might go down here. If they get that kill, that could be a big deal. So they will get that kill. And now Multiplex trying to turn around and get some more kills. He's doing a bit of damage, but he will in fact go down. Sticks going to get that kill. Nice Ravage though, but not a whole lot of follow-up. Kill was actually stolen. Nice steal. Sticks very low. Of course, Lena as well, but they're going to turn around. It's a 2-for-2 trade right now with the buyback coming in from the Shadow Shaman. So a 3-for-2 trade. Drew Sick is still alive somehow. Shadow Shaman trying desperately to help to get the kill, and the Shadow Shaman might go down, maybe even to the Illusions. He's okay for the time being. Drew Sick is somehow still alive, and Tidehunter trying to chase, but man, that was better than I thought it would be. Still, you lost the racks, you lost the tower, and yeah, there's always that. GG is called a small mercy for this game. I want to give really... Honestly, Case Western, you played great, guys. Don't get discouraged. It's just the first game. Go into the second game with a clear mind, saying it was just one game. We've got, a bunch of other games to go to. We're better than this. We know we're better than this. Don't pick, and fall into the trap of, we need to ban everything that really counters Sven, because nothing counters Sven more than ganking early on. Now, with that being said, I would like to give a few shout-outs. I already did a few for Neo Dota. Once again, we've got a lot of great stuff coming in. Shout out to everyone in chat for being active and talkative. I really appreciate that. I'm going to post some links to my places that you can follow me in chat. I would really love if you do so. In order for me to keep casting games and bigger games for you guys, I need to have a following. And, I mean, it's pretty simple stuff. It's how Draskell got big. Of course, the International was his big thing. Now, what is going to be my big thing is the question. And I'm not, I'm not, like, begging you guys to give me, like, a big game like Dignitas versus whoever or Navi versus whoever. I just want to keep casting. So, any upcoming events that you know about, especially in the North American community, let us know here at Neo Dota. I'd love it if you could do that. We need all the help that we can get with you guys. We got a lot of crazy stuff planned, and we need the help that you guys can provide us with the social networking, of course. So head over to Neo Dota, find out where you can find them, including Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that. And we're gonna get into the next game. So hold on tight, and we'll be right back, guys.